Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Here I am with my very first video for class 7 students. Humans are curious by nature. They keep delving into the deep philosophies of life. Such deep questions arrived into the mind of a certain king. Will he get answers to his questions? Let's see in the chapter 3 questions, chapter 1 of class 7th. The thought came to a certain king that he would never fail if he knew 3 things. These 3 things were: what is the right time to begin something? Which people should he listen to? What is the most important thing for him to do? The king therefore sent messengers throughout his kingdom, promising a large sum of money to anyone who would answer these questions. So, a thought came in a mind of a king. Those thoughts were in the form of 3 questions. The questions were: what is the right time to start something? Which people should he pay attention to or should he listen to? And what is the most important thing for him to do? The king thought if he knows the answer of these 3 questions, he would never fail in his life. So the king sent his messengers throughout his kingdom, and he promised a large sum of money, a huge prize, to anyone who would answer to these questions. Many wise men came to the king, but they all answered his questions differently. So many intelligent men came to him and they gave different answers. In reply to the first question, some said the king must prepare a timetable and then follow it strictly. Only in this way, they said, could he do everything at its proper time. Others said that it was impossible to decide in advance the right time for doing something. So some suggested that prepare a timetable and strictly follow it. Only in that way he can do everything at its proper time. While others advised that it is impossible to decide in advance prior to something what is the right time of doing something. The king should notice all that was going on, avoid foolish pleasures, and always do whatever seemed necessary at that time. Some others suggest that king should always see whatever going on around him. He should not indulge into foolish pleasures or merrymaking, and always do whatever is necessary at that particular time. Yet others said the king needed a council of wise men. Council is a group of people who are chosen to advise or make rule, who would help him act at the proper time. This was because one man would find it impossible to decide correctly without help from others the right time for every action. So others suggested that the king should make a council of wise men who could advise him what to do, because king alone cannot decide correctly what to do. So this council can help the king. But then others said there were some things which could be urgent. These things could not wait for decision of council. In order to decide the right time for doing something, it is necessary to look into the future, and only magicians could do that. The king therefore would have to go to magicians. And others suggested that there can be some urgent things which cannot wait for the decision of council, and the king should see the future in order to decide what is urgent. And for that he should refer to magicians. So what was the first question? What is the correct time of doing something? To that answer, people suggested to prepare timetable and follow it strictly, or notice all the things that was going on, avoid foolish pleasure, and do necessary things at the time. Some suggested to refer to the council of wise men, while others told him to look into the future with the help of magicians. Now, next question was, who is the most important person for him? In their answers to the second question, some said the people most necessary to the king were his counselor. Counselors are member of council. Others said the priests. A few others chose doctors, and yet others said that soldiers were the most necessary. So wise men suggested the king that counselors, priests, doctors, soldiers, etc. are most important people for him. To the third question, some said science, others chose fighting, and yet others religious worship. Worship means prayer. So the third question was, what is the most important thing for him to do? On that, people suggested him that science or fighting, some suggested religious worship, are the most important thing for him to do. As the answer to his questions were so different, the king was not satisfied and gave no reward. So the answers were so different that the king was not happy or satisfied. He did not agree with any of the answers, so he did not give any prize or reward. Instead, he decided to seek the advice of certain hermit who was widely known for his wisdom. Hermit is a person who lives alone in and lives a simple life. He is like a saint. So he decided to go to hermit and seek his wisdom. Wisdom means intelligence. The hermit lived in a wood which he never left. Wood here refers to a small forest. He saw no one but simple people, and so the king put on ordinary clothes. Before he reached the hermit's hut, the king left his horse with his bodyguard and went on alone. So the hermit used to visit only normal people. He used to live in a small forest and he did not see any king or anyone from royal family. So the king put on ordinary clothes. He wore normal clothes, and before reaching the hermit's hut, he left his horse with his bodyguard some distance away from the hut of the hermit and went on alone. As the king came near the hermit's hut, he saw the hermit digging the ground in front of his hut. He greeted the king and continued digging. The hermit was old and weak, and as he worked, he breathed heavily. So when the king came near the hermit's hut, he saw that hermit was digging the ground with his spade. The hermit greeted the king, he wished the king as he saw him and continued digging. Hermit was old and weak. As he was working, he was breathing heavily because he was getting tired. The king went up to the hermit and said, "I have come to you, wise hermit, to ask you to answer 3 questions. How can I learn to do the right thing at the right time? Who are the people I need most? And what affairs are the most important?" Affairs means things, matters or business. Which work is most important? So the king put his 3 questions in front of the hermit. The hermit listened to the king but did not speak. He went on digging. "You are tired," said the king. "Let me take the spade and work in your place." "Thanks," said the hermit, giving the king his spade. Then he sat down on the ground. So when the king asked questions, the hermit listened to them, but he did not answer. So the king said, "Okay, you are tired. Let me just take your spade and work for you." Hermit gave his spade to the king and sat on the ground. When the king had dug 2 beds, beds here refer to small patches of ground where we plant. So when the king had dug 2 beds, he stopped and repeated his question. The hermit gave no answer, but stood up, stretching out his hand for the spade and said, "Now you rest and let me work." So when the king again asked his question, hermit this time also did not answer. He told that, "Give that spade to me. I will work, you rest." But the king did not give him the spade and continued to dig. 1 hour passed, then another. The sun went down behind the trees, and at last the king stuck the spade into the ground and said, "I came to you, wise man, for an answer to my questions. If you can give me no answer, tell me so. I will return home." "Here comes someone running," said the hermit. So when hours passed and it was almost evening, the sun went down. The king stuck the spade into the ground and he repeated his question. He asked the hermit, "I have came to get answers to my questions. If you are not willing to answer my question, tell me, I will go back home." And that time somebody came running. The hermit said, "Here comes someone running." Now let's see the second part. The king turned around and saw a bearded man running towards them. So who was coming? It was a bearded man. His hands were pressed against his stomach, from which blood was flowing. So the bearded man was wounded. His hands were on his stomach from where blood was coming. When he reached the king, he fainted and fell to the ground. Fainted means lose conscious, behosh hona. So when he came near the king, he just lost his conscious and he fell down on the ground. The king and the hermit removed the man's cloth and found a large wound in his stomach. So on his stomach there was a large wound. He was wounded. The king washed and covered it with his handkerchief, but the blood would not stop flowing. So the king washed the wound and covered it with his handkerchief, but the blood was not stopping. The king redressed the wound until at last the bleeding stopped. So the king dressed the wound and at last the bleeding stopped. The man felt better and asked for something to drink. The king brought fresh water and gave it to him. By this time the sun set and the air was cool. The king, with the hermit's help, carried the wounded man into the hut and laid him on the bed. The man closed his eyes and lay quiet. The king, tired by his walk and the work he had done, lay down on the floor and slept through the night. When he awoke, it was several minutes before he could remember where he was or who the strange bearded man laying on the bed was. So after being redressed, the man felt better. The king gave him some fresh water. It was already sunset and the king was tired. With the hermit's help, they took the man inside, and due to the walk and whole day work, the king was so tired that he lay down on the floor and felt asleep. And when he got up in the morning, it took him some minutes to remember who that strange man was lying beside him. "Forgive me," said the bearded man in a weak voice when he saw the king was awake. "I do not know you and have nothing to forgive you for," said the king. So the bearded man asked for king's forgiveness, but the king wondered and he said, "I don't even know you. What are you asking forgiveness for?" "You do not know me, but I know you. I am that enemy of yours who swore revenge on you." Swore means pledge. Revenge means the action of hurting or harming someone because that person has suffered injury or suffered some wrong treatment in your hands. So he said that I have pledged to take revenge from you because you put my brother to death and seized my property. Seized means took by force. So why did he want revenge? Because the king has killed his brother and also taken his property. "I knew you and you had gone alone to see that hermit, and I made up my mind to kill you on your way home. But the day passed and you did not return. So I left my hiding place and I came upon your bodyguard, who recognized me and wounded me." So what was his plan? That he knew that the king had gone alone to see the hermit. So he decided to kill the king and he hid himself somewhere. But since the day passed and the king did not return, he moved from his hiding place, and while coming he met with king's bodyguard. The bodyguard recognized the person and wounded him. "I escaped from him, but I should have died if you had not dressed my wounds. I wished to kill you and you have saved my life. Now, if I live, I will serve you as your most faithful servant and will order my son to do the same. Forgive me." Faithful means loyal and true. So he said that I wished to kill you, but you saved my life. If you hadn't dressed my wounds, I would have died. So I wish to kill you, but you saved my life. So I will be your loyal, true and faithful servant, and I will also tell my son to do the same. So you forgive me. The king was very happy to have made peace with the enemy so easily and to have won him over as a friend. He not only forgave him but said he would send his servant and his own doctor to look after him, and he promised to give back the man his property. So the king was very happy that he has peacefully made an enemy his friend. He not only forgave that person, but he also said that he will send his servant and his doctor to look after that person, and he also gave the bearded man's property back to him. Leaving the wounded man, the king went out of the hut and looked around for the hermit. Before going away, he wished once more to get answers to his question. The hermit was on his knees, sowing seeds in the beds that had been dug the day before. The king went up to the hermit and said, "For the last time, I beg you to answer my question, wise man." So he left the wounded man and he came out looking for the hermit. Before going back, he wished to get the answer to his question from the hermit. So he decided to try once more. He saw the hermit was sowing seeds on the bed that was dug the day before. So the king went to the hermit and for the last time he said, "I beg you to answer my question." "You have already been answered," said the hermit, still bending down to the ground and looking up at the king as he stood before him. "How have I been answered? What do you mean?" So the hermit said, your questions has already been answered. But the king was surprised and he said, "How have I been answered?" "Do you not see?" replied the hermit. "If you had not pitied my weakness yesterday," pitied means to show mercy, "and had not dug these beds for me, you would have gone away. Then that man would have attacked you and you would have wished you had stayed with me. So he said that, didn't you see that if you had not shown mercy on my weakness yesterday, you would have not offered to dig the bed and you would have gone away. And then that man would have attacked you. And you would have wished that you stayed with me. So the most important time was when you were digging the beds and I was the most important man. And to do me good was the most important business. So he said that, so the most important person at the time was the time when you were digging the beds and I was the most important man for you at that time. And doing me something good was your most important business. Afterwards, when the man ran to us, the most important time was when you were caring for him, because if you had not dressed his wounds, he would have died without having made peace with you. So he was the most important man, and what you did for him was your most important business. And after that, you addressed that wounded man. He was the most important person, and addressing his wound was the most important thing for you to do, because if you hadn't done that, he would have died without making peace with you. So he was the most important man, and what you did to him was your most important business. Remember then, there is only one time that is important, and that time is now. So the most important time is now, the present. It is the most important time because it is the only time we have any power to act, because we can act at present. We can't act in the future, we can't act in the past, we can act at present. The most necessary person is the person you are with at a particular moment. For no one knows what will happen in future and whether we will meet anyone else. So the person you are with at the present is the most important person, because you never know whether you are going to meet anyone else in the future, what is going to happen in the future. And the most important business is to do that person good, because we were sent into the world for that purpose alone. So to do good to others, to do good to the person who is with you at that time is the most important business, because we are sent on this earth for this purpose, to do good to others. So this was the story by Leo Tolstoy. So students, have you understood now that present is the most important time? The person you are with at present is the most important person, and doing good to others, doing good to that person is the most important business, and hence the king got answer to his deep philosophical questions. I hope students you have understood the chapter. Refer to my next video for question answers and textual exercise. Thank you for listening. Bye bye. Take care.